Okay, guys, thank you for joining me on YouTube. I'm still waiting for Facebook to join. So just a second. Okay, I'm live on Facebook as well. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me today as well. As you know, I do live streams about different topics related to immigration to the Czech Republic or life in the Czech Republic or like business in the Czech Republic. Basically, everything related to the Czech Republic from the foreigner's perspective. I do live streams about that every Monday and Thursday on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. And then I keep the recordings there, so you can also watch the recordings on any of those platforms. Today's topic will be a bit different. It will be about two special types of documents, which often get very confusing and are kind of on the border of legal and illegal. So I'll explain the differences. This live stream should not be too long, but the topic of the live stream, let's put it this way. There are the two of the most popular services we provide at Move to Prague Relocation Services are trade license, getting you a trade license, and getting you a business visa based on the trade license. And because of the process it involves, we often face two documents which are kind of on the border of legal and illegal. And I want to explain more about those. One of the documents is a virtual proof of business address and virtual proof of accommodation. What's the difference between the virtual proof of accommodation and the virtual proof of business address, or the proof of virtual business address? Basically, the main difference is that the virtual proof of accommodation is illegal to get, and virtual proof of business address is legal, completely legal to get. I'll explain more in separate videos, but this is the main difference. So let's first go through the virtual proof of accommodation. The system in the Czech Republic, the immigration system, works the way that even if you don't have a visa yet and you're applying just for the visa from the country of your origin, then you need to prove that you have accommodation arranged in the Czech Republic for at least 1 year. But how you can do it if you're not in the Czech Republic? How you can lease an apartment if you're not in here? It's very complicated. So many people solve this problem by using so-called virtual proof of accommodation. Basically, you just pay someone to give you the document you need, and then you use it for the application, but you will never actually be living in the apartment. So basically, you just pay a landlord to give you a consent saying, okay, you can live in my apartment. You present it for your visa process, but you know that you will not be living in the apartment. So for many people, this is the only option to go with, but I must say that it's kind of illegal, because you're basically forging this document. You're saying that you will be living in this apartment once you arrive to the Czech Republic, but you know that you will not be living in the apartment because you just paid someone to give you the paper. So if the ministry finds out, they can deny your application based on this fact that it's like a falsified document, that it's a fake document, and they can deny the application. They can even ban you from applying again. So be very careful about that. Proof of accommodation is not really legal, and be very the virtual proof of accommodation is not really legal. So be very careful if you're getting one. What's important about the virtual proof of accommodation is that you basically just pay someone to give you the consent to live in the apartment they own, but you know that you will never be living there. So it's from the nature, it's a falsified document, and you should be very careful with using it for your visa application. Of course, in some cases, you don't have any other choice, because you just cannot even come to the Czech Republic to find an apartment, so you have to do that. But in that case, choose a provider who does that properly, who doesn't register like million people in the same apartment, because that if the ministry finds out, your visa will be denied and you can never come back to the Czech Republic. So be very careful about it. I in general don't recommend using it at all. We don't provide it in Move to Prague, because it's like a fake document. We don't do fake documents. We don't do anything illegal, but many people just don't have any other choice, and they just go for this virtual proof of accommodation. If you have to do it, but know the possible consequences. So that's the proof of accommodation, the virtual proof of accommodation, and everything related to that. Now, the other document is a virtual proof of business address. That's useful if, for example, the landlord in the flat where you live in doesn't agree with you registering the business seat, the business address in the apartment. So in that case, you need to get a virtual proof of business address. Basically, you just pay some landlord to give you a consent to place your business, the trade license or the limited liability company, in that particular premises. And this is completely legal. It's not the same as the proof of accommodation, which is kind of on the border of legal, illegal, maybe even behind the border. But the proof of business address, the virtual one, is completely legal. So there is no problem with you using a virtual address for your business, for the trade license or the limited liability company. So that you don't need to be worried about that. And it often happens that the landlord doesn't want you to be registered in the flat, or you just cannot do it for some other reason, or you want to have those two separate. Maybe you want to have business in one address and your home in another address. So in that case, the proof of business address, the virtual proof of business address, is useful, and you don't need to be worried about that. You just need to make sure that first you will have your name, the business name, on the building, because that's a law requirement. If you don't, it's there. For example, if you have clients and they're angry, they want to find you, they need to find your name on the building where your business seat is registered. So make sure that this will be done. Second thing is that if the authorities cannot reach you by mail on your home address, which is in the foreigner's system, they will send any letters, any official communications to the virtual business address. So you should also make sure that you have a mailbox in the address and that you will receive a mail if it's sent to the address. Besides that, I don't think there is anything else you should be really careful about. Just those two things, that your name will be on the building so anyone can find you if needed, because it's a law requirement. And second, that you will be able to receive a mail. And those are the two most important things for the virtual business address. And as long as you can get those, you're completely fine. There is no legal problem with using the virtual business address for your business. I'll be sharing a link to an article about this topic on our website. So check it, check the comment or the description section below, or on Facebook, the comments there, and read the article. If you need any help with that, we'll be happy to help you, because we work with our properties and with our partner properties. So we make sure that everything is by the law and everything is good. So if you have any questions about this, let me know, guys. I'm here for you. So thank you very much for joining, and see you next time.